Hi, and welcome to the fourth episode of The X Factor, the podcast where I interview prominent women leaders both on campus and in the Austin area. Today's guest is Jessica Dziedzic, a director at the ticketing company Sapphire. Hi, and welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so our first question is, would you like to explain a little bit about what your job looks like and what exactly you do?
Sure. So I am the VP of Client Operations at a company called Sapphire, and we do ticketing and websites and an integrated platform for lots of live events all over the country. And we primarily work with fairs and festivals and rodeos and concerts and arenas and venues like that. And then as far as my role with the company, I really work on the client operations side of things. And so what that means is I've got a team of people who I kind of got three branches under me. We've got one that focuses solely on the websites, one that focuses solely on the ticketing, and then one that focuses on we also offer an RFID solution called BlastPass, where people can load up a wristband and pay for their food and their entrance and everything as they go. You've probably seen stuff like that at like an ATL kind of place. Yeah.
Definitely.
So yeah. And so we just try to make sure our clients have an opportunity to have a lot of success and do everything we can to promote their sales ahead of their event and get some revenue flowing for them way before they even start. So
Yeah, awesome.
yeah.
All right, next is when did you know that this field was something you wanted to work in? Did you like kind of discover in college, or what was the timeline looking like for wanting to do this?
Yeah, it was not planned at all. I lucked into it and I'm incredibly happy that I did.
Mhm.
Interestingly enough, my high school job was at Fiesta, Texas, and I worked the turnstiles and I was a ticket taker. And then I sold tickets at Fiesta, Texas, and kind of worked my way up. But I never thought like ticketing was my passion or where I was going with life. So when I went to school, I went to University of Texas at Austin and got a degree in psychology and really didn't know what I wanted to do. Was really just kind of trying to explore a lot of different options. And I was fortunate enough when early in my career, I had gotten a position at a small business development association.
Mhm.
And that gave me an opportunity to really research a lot of different types of jobs out there. Because I was in my early 20s and really had still no idea, well, after I had graduated, no idea what I wanted to do. But I found a great company in Austin that was a design agency. For a while, I was like, I really like graphic design. I like the creativity that comes with that. And so had a great job with a really kind of small business, it was a woman-owned shop.
Mhm.
And so I felt like I had a lot to learn from her. And then as that job transitioned away, she actually recommended I meet up with the woman who is now my current boss at this company. And so it was really just a matter of different people connecting me to the right places. And even when I started here, we weren't doing ticketing, but we've evolved into a ticketing company. And I love that we're in the live event space and I
Awesome.
love the just kind of industries that we serve. So
Yeah.
it's a really fun job that I feel fortunate to have lucked into.
Yeah, awesome. And
Yeah.
so continuing on, how does your background in psychology assist you in your job?
Yeah, so I do manage a lot of people. I've got a team of about 25 or so, not including our contractors. Our contractors add on another maybe 25 or so.
Oh,
And I always say psychology can be used in just about every aspect of interpersonal relationships, right?
yeah.
So I'm not necessarily like referring to the textbooks and whatnot, but it taught me a lot about interpersonal communication, interpersonal dynamics, and you work with so many different personalities when you're dealing with managing people, but also even in managing clients there's just a lot of different personalities that you're working with and finding the right motivators that get people going, and it's going to be different for different people, and so you just kind of try to figure out what's the best way to get the results you're looking for productively, and that might be different for different people.
Definitely. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about your job?
Ooh, I love the people that I work with. So I've actually been here for over 16 years, which
Oh,
is
wow.
crazy. I never would have thought that I would have been here for this long. But the owners of the company are really great people, and I feel like we're doing good work for a good industry. And I've been able to grow in my time here. I've been able to, it's an ever evolving both industry and workplace so that it's never gotten boring or stagnant for me.
Yeah.
And I really respect the people that I work for and respect what we're doing. So that also helps. And, we have, like I said, it's a fun industry. So on top of it, we get to go to festivals and fairs and things like that. And so that also makes the time outside of the specific work and the day to day, that part of it is also pretty enjoyable.
Do you have
So,
like a favorite event you ever been able to go to?
well, that's such a hard question because I
I
have a
know.
lot.
Or like one memorable one?
Yeah, let's see. Okay, so I will say I've had really great experiences at lots of different of our events, but Tulsa State Fair, run by some amazing women. They have a female general manager, and she's got a lot of women in her front offices. And I just love every time I go out there, we have a blast and great food, great rides, and always at a fair you're going to have some animals and livestock and all of that fun stuff too.
That's
And then on the festival side, I really love the National Cherry Festival, which is up in Traverse City, Michigan.
oh,
um it's like, when we're melting here in the Texas heat at like 120 degrees or whatever, they've got 70 degrees and beautiful
oh,
sunshine and a
nice.
breeze coming off the lake. So it's the perfect time of year to go up north for a festival.
Yeah, it sounds like a
for
lot of
for
fun.
those of us who live here.
Yeah, unfortunately. So, what kind of leadership struggles or challenges have you faced throughout your career, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is finding the best way to motivate the team and making sure that everybody's hitting the marks that they want to hit. One of the things that I've always said, I've got some leaders below me and of course leaders above me. One of the sort of philosophies that I really try to impart and has been imparted on me is we're really just trying to clear the hurdles. Anytime that our team's job is hard to do, it's kind of up to us to say, what can we do to clear those obstacles for you and help make your job easier? Um, I also really can't emphasize enough the importance of listening before speaking. It's way more important to understand the struggles that your team is having than it is to just have the answer off the top of your head. And so I think a lot of times people put a lot of emphasis in you have to have the right answer, when I think they don't necessarily even hear what the problem is fully first. So those what I think are probably the two biggest ones. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Looking to the future, do you have any advice for girls who are also aspiring to become leaders?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I encourage young women who are looking at going into leadership. Um, it is, we kind of have this mentality that there's a lot of roadblocks to get through, and that's true, but it's also true for guys as well. And
Yeah,
so for me, I think it is about applying yourself, continuing your education, and really giving yourself an opportunity to try new things. So I felt like studying abroad, for example, was something I did in college. And it's the amount of confidence that I gained in myself by doing something that was so outside of the box from anything I really hadn't gone into college thinking I would study abroad, but it gave me an opportunity to really step outside of my comfort zone and experience a new culture, do some stuff independently that maybe I didn't have my parents just down the street. Like I grew up in San Antonio, so
oh yeah,
going to school in Austin, I wasn't that far away
yeah,
from home. So yeah, it gave me an opportunity to spread my wings. And so challenging ourselves, I think, is important.
yeah,
And then kind of also just knowing what are the fears that you have. If you have a fear of public speaking, for example, find the opportunities that let you practice that. If you
yeah,
have a fear of, yeah, I can't think of another example, but kind of finding ways to actually face the challenges that are the struggles for yourself, and really pushing yourself. And it kind of goes back to the listening too, making sure you're listening before speaking and understanding what the actual issues are, and kind of doing some well thought out exercises before you just try to know the answer all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, awesome.
So,
That's a great message. Thank you so much for your time.
thank you for having me. I appreciate it.